Good start. Decent start for Tharp, but a better start for Jaden Keys. And Matthew Sophia. Here comes Smallwood. Smallwood taking over. Tharp's trying to get back into that automatic qualifying position. Not sure he made it. It was very close for a second.
Cutting it close for Jacoby Tharp.
JQ with a pretty good start. Scott in the middle of the track. It's still Scott, but Waters now making a move, as is Stern. It's going to be JQ, and it looks like Stern
finishing ahead of Stanford's Juliet Whitaker. Stanford and Olympian Juliet Whitaker.
Vanderbilt, who was 5th in this event. Julia Rosenberg into the early lead.
Rosenberg was 5th in this event last year. She was also 5th indoors in the mile, a 3-time SEC scorer. Janet Kemboy now jumping up front on her home track.
Morrison that get the 2nd and 3rd positions, but not an automatic qualifier. Which is Procatra has the fastest time in the conference this year in the 1500.
Arkansas also has Elias Schremmel in this 2nd heat.
That's Gilbert Rono of A&M out to the early lead.
You can see Cothra's kind of bunched up there in the middle of the pack. The gray singlet and maroon shorts of Texas A&M.
It's Brian Masai there for Arkansas. Nicholas Young of Oklahoma there on the rail. Pack is pretty bunched. Arriving for the finish, hoping to get one of those time qualifiers. All right, Norkia, you can see him easily with Texas A&M colors. Boy, he is out slow. Or Yona Vigil of Arkansas is just out crazy fast.
No, that was a real casual first 100 meters for Norkia there in lane 7. Let's watch him and see kind of if that strategy pays off as he begins to move a little with 200 meters to go.
Samuel Toili of Oklahoma, the freshman from Kenya, pushing it too. But here comes Shamar Chambers. Chambers leading off the turn, but he's got competition. Now he starts to separate, just went to another gear. Shamar Chambers.
But it was Toili.
Pretty even so far. Schwartzman making a move there into the turn. I'm looking for a card down there to see if there's a yellow card up. So far, I don't see it. Oh, I see. They're getting ready to wheel this one in. Okay, they're off. Just 4 of them. Noelle Barlett of Kentucky. Emerald Kerr of LSU. Brooklyn Quans of Mississippi State. And Ellie Wolski of Vanderbilt. Six barriers and a water jumper.
So there's confusion right now because that barrier to the outside, I think a few of the athletes thought they were going to have to run all the way to the outside lanes of that track to take that barrier. So the fact it was there in their peripheral vision somewhat flustered a few of the athletes as they were trying to adjust and figure out exactly what they needed to do. Now that's the first barrier that they see on the first lap. First water jump here. Wolski has taken a self-described unorthodox path to her collegiate track career. She actually came to Vanderbilt as a grad transfer from Coastal Carolina, all sorts of terrain and conditions and hills and all of those things. So you hear sometimes steeplechase athletes who come from the cross-country background say that they enjoy the steeplechase because it breaks up the longer race. As I believe that's Gabby Barrera from Oklahoma now who has moved up front. They've changed some of the hip numbers because of the fact the field went from 6 entrants now down to 4 who actually told the line. And that is Gabby Barrera, the senior from Oklahoma. her PR 10:32 from last season at the Mount Sac meet.
So that means there is no Brooklyn Quans in this race because Mississippi State is not represented out there.
And then Macy Schelt from Alabama, as well as the other who did not report.
The other thing is when you have a full field early in a race on a tactical pace, you've got to make room for everybody to be able to navigate the barrier. I think it's the most brutal event in the sport.
No question. Barrera doing a really nice job as she decided to navigate her way up to the front and, you know, kind of challenged Ellie Walski and went by with really strong command as they come up with 4 laps remaining. Gabby Barrera in Oklahoma has done a fantastic job of establishing a very comfortable lead over the rest of the field.
Now there's the time to beat for the second section seeded athletes. Gabby Barrera finishing second, Emerald Kerr third. Gabby Barrera of Oklahoma, who led most of the way, finishing in second.
Leah Gerudo there representing University of Oklahoma.
And the 16-woman field is now off.
Really gets into her element when you get to the outdoor season. We saw her NCAA's indoor, especially in the steeplechase, that she's really just dominated. Leah Gerudo doing a great job of being the only one to go with Doris Lemon-Golay. Leah Gerudo, a cross-country All-American. Also the 2024 African Championships steeplechase bronze medalist, currently 5th on the NCAA qualifying list as they go through in a 72-second previous 400.
This is Leah Gerudo, still running a fine race for her.
Deborah Chirono has done a really good job too of closing in on that lead. She's going to finish in 3rd position. I believe she has her teammate in tow as well, Kennedy Fontenot. So this is
Leah Gerudo was second, Deborah Chirono third. Gun is up, and they are off. And just like the women, it's all based on time. So it's possible that athletes from this first section can run fast enough to score points in the overall. They bypassed the water jump and the first barrier the first time around because of the way.
Second section, and that is a time that is well within the realm of some of these athletes in this first of the 2 sections. But you think about it, a steeplechase, you don't run too many of them. Of Alabama, who is up front. And now we have Evans Bawat, the freshman from Oklahoma. He was 4th in the steeplechase at last year's U20 Kenyan trials. Well-experienced steeplechaser. He also recently had a PR in the 5K just 2 weeks ago, racing at TCU. So in great form coming into this conference championship.
I'm going to ask our Tom Lewis about that name. It's Biwott.
Biwott, thank you.
Which is the same name as the 1968 Olympic champion who never touched the water.
Oh.
So could you see if there is a relative there
I love
of
this.
Amos Biwott? That's why you have the old guy on the broadcast.
Not just the old guy, come on. No, it's the man with Olympic experience over here and profound knowledge of the sport.
My 14-year-old self was in awe watching it on ABC Sports.
You're like the Dwightopedia over here. Okay, so we got Biwott. You have 2 from Alabama. You have, of course, as we mentioned earlier, Trapp, and then that's also Carson Burrian.
He was a runner-up at this event last year.
Carson Burrian was the runner-up